staying low down, keeping it a bill, that ain't no doubt. Much love to the homie, every city know now. More crowd, pressing issues in the positive. Locked out TV is way better than they thought it is. The interviews is solid facts, talking about your troubled past. What you did to change that shit, doing better is the plan. Homie keeps a solid point, combo lit just like a joint. Better yet just like a brew, locked out TV.
What's good, fam bam? Welcome back to another episode of Loked Out TV. You already know how we do it, man. We're going to keep it loked out, no doubt. For real, coming at you with another loked out banger. And in this one right here, we have the Rowdy Rax interview with the 200 boys. And it was brought up why he uses the N-word and how they think about the N-word and they feel about homies using the N-word. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, before we jump up into the video, I want to give a real big shout out to Hater World Camp. You know, they doing their thing over there. And the 200 Boys Podcast, you know, boom, they doing their thing over there. If you haven't hit that subscribe, it'd be highly appreciated if you hit that subscribe. Also hit that like. Most definitely hit that notification bell. And if you really want to level up in the game, hit that comment section and talk your shh. Because that's exactly what the comment section is there for. Right? Now, a little rundown on the video. The actual clip is like 3 minutes or 3:24, somewhere in that range, man. It's after 3 minutes. So check it out. Rowdy Rax is well known. He's a well-known artist, up-and-coming artist. Shout out to all the homies in the SGV. Shout out to all the homies worldwide, man. Shout out to all the homies worldwide out there. I don't care where y'all at, man. Germany, Japan, Cali, Washington, Colorado, Oakland, Tennessee, New York, Michigan, all that. Puerto Rico, wherever y'all at, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Much love and respect. So, yeah, Rowdy Rax coming out to SGV, doing his thing. But he's known, and he's caught a lot of heat lately for, in the past, you know, I don't know about lately. I think fools are kind of getting over it by now. But in the past, he's caught heat for using the N-word in his raps, right? A lot, you know how fools are, man. Why you going to use the N-word in your music, but don't use the N-word in your conversation? Why you going to use the N-word if you're never around black fools? Grew up around black fools. Why you going to, it's a bad look to you to use the N-word. It's this, it's that, it's the third, it's over here, it's over there, it's right there. You know what I mean? It's like somebody's always going to have something to say regardless. You know, it's just, it is the way it is. It's the way of the world. And, what can we say, man? So, Rowdy Rax is pretty much going to break down why he uses the N-word, what makes him use the N-word, and then you're going to hear the homies speak a little bit about homies using the N-word. You know what I'm saying? Playboy, Too Heartless, Opina, Blue Devil. So, that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the clip, hear what they got to say, and I'll be back.
You can't be discriminative of other peoples and other cultures, though. You know what I mean? Like, people, like, they get on me about saying this and that, saying the N-word or whatever. You know, you're representing somebody else's culture that's not yours. Like, how is it not mine, dog? If I grew up listening to it, well, I live in America, my boy. I don't live in Mexico. America, everybody's mixed together. All of our cultures are mixed together in one, dog. You know what I mean? Everybody calls each other dude. Where you think that came from? It came from the white boys.
That's true.
I mean,
it's true.
You call each other bro, or you call each other homie. That came from us. In America, dog, everybody's mixed, homie. And if you're not open to that, then you're not gonna be in the real competitions, dog. You know what I mean? In La Puente, there's hardly any blacks. It's not that I grew up next to. You know what I mean? It's that this is the culture that I was attracted to when it came to hip hop. You know what I mean? When it came to rap music, gangster music, Eazy-E, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, like, you feel me? They have an influence on us, dog, and that's nothing to be ashamed of, homie. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh no, like, no, they didn't. Like, yeah, they did, fool. They're fucking hard, and I like them, and yeah, I have idols that are black Americans too, dog. Not all of my idols are strictly raza, fucking homies, South Sureños. A lot of them are, but not all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're great men, homie, and they're somebody to look up to no matter what race you are.
Yeah, facts.
Straight up.
Exactly. And that's what
The thing is, everybody's gonna say everything. Cause guess what? In this country, everybody's
Big
mixing.
melting pot, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
true.
like it's nothing to be ashamed of, dog. At least for me, I'm not ashamed of nothing. No, you could see me kicking it right here with the homies. You'll see me over here kicking it with blacks. You'll see me over here kicking it with nerds. You see me over here kicking it with gangsters. Like I kick it with everybody, dog, except for those dogs.
All facts.
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
But
That dude said, how did he didn't grow up with blacks if LA's like 80% Mexican American, but at the same time, you don't have to physically grow up with blacks. You grow up by what's in your ear, by what you see.
by what you watch, by what you listen to.
You don't have to grow up with him being your neighbor.
Yeah.
You just grow up with what you see, what you listen to.
But
you know?
aren't you tired of hearing that shit? Like, why you say the N word?
Hell yeah,
That's
dog.
just not a lot of OGs used to say that back in the day, right? Like the last generation, not a lot of them said it, right? So you could say that it's a new thing.
Yeah, but not. I mean, it's a new thing, but okay, not a lot of OGs say it
Said it back then.
openly. You know, yeah, say it. No,
Now they're into. Now a lot of OGs are into it, dog.
Exactly.
The
dog.
same OGs that didn't say it 10 years ago are now saying it.
Why? Because they want to be young with
They wanna
us.
be cool, yeah.
Exactly. And I don't knock them for that, dog.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Straight up. They're only saying what's coming natural to them. Why? Because it's coming natural to us. And we have, all that shows us that you have influence on other people, dog. You know what I mean?
And believe it or not, growth.
So for the blacks that get
Yeah.
upset about that, it's like, why are you upset about that? That's just showing that your culture is very influencing.
Yeah.
You know, you're influencing the young people. You should be happy about that. You know,
Yeah.
if somebody's saying it not in a disrespectful way, if they're saying it the way it should be said, you should be happy about that, dog. You know what I mean?
I don't think the blacks get mad about it. The ones in Cali.
Game
I
related
think
ones,
it's
some
the
of
ones like in
game-related
down
ones.
south or somewhere else where they
Yeah,
don't
they-
really understand it. But here in Cali, I don't think the blacks
They
here
don't
get mad. They don't
never,
sweat.
dog. Especially because I'm hard. You know what I mean? So when they listen to my music, you see them getting into it like, oh, like this fool's hard. Like, you
Yeah.
feel me? They show me more support than a lot of the homies. Look.
Oh, man. And there you have it, right? So Rowdy Rax breaking down why he uses the N-word in his lyrics. And he's pretty much just paying homage to some of the West Coast greats, Ice Cube, Eazy-E, etc., Dr. Dre, etc. And he says, you know what? People have to understand that, for one, we live in America and it's a melting pot. And that is true. America is a melting pot. And you know what? Especially since social media blew up the way it has, it's bringing together and has more cultures melding together, and you got more, more of it going on, man. And I think that's why the using the N-word right now is so rampant, and it's just because it's very popular. The world is influenced by hip hop, and that's a very strong word in hip hop, not in a negative way. Depending on how you look at it, some people will say, well, it is negative. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, they don't mean it in a negative way. And no matter how y'all feel about it, it has become a popular slang term that's used by everybody. And is not the racial term that everybody likes to try to flip it into, certain people. Not everybody, certain people. But it is just, it's a popular term to use, man. And you're going to have younger homies that's going to use it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But there was one comment that was made in this interview by the homeboy Playboy Too Heartless. Big shout out to Playboy Too Heartless. Salute. And he said something that he feels like people in Cali isn't really tripping on using the N-word. That is more people outside of Cali, people from the South. Now, man, this is where I'm like, hold up now. Hold up. Because I'm from the South, and I know all about the South. So, over here in the dirty South, and when I say dirty South, I'm talking about Texas, I'm talking about Tennessee, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, the dirty South, all the southern states, man. And I may be missing some, I don't know, but I'm not, you know what, man, I'm not on all 50 states like that. But I'll tell you this, coming straight from GA, that when it comes to the brown community and it comes to the black community, they're not as separated. And really, honestly, I mean, it's never been like a total separation between the two over here, not at all. So even back in the day, And when I tell you back in the day, I'm talking about when I was a youngster, probably the mid 90s, early 2000s, for sure. Homies was using the N-word back then. And this isn't just here where I'm at, but this is in Texas. This is other places. You know what I'm saying? And they use the N-word today. But using that N-word, homies, using that N-word is nothing new over here. It's been certain people's vocabulary in their vocabulary for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing new over here. Gold teeth. Homies having gold teeth is nothing new over here. I even had gold teeth at one point. You know, Jordans and you know, hip hop style, and you know, things like that is nothing new over here. The gold teeth, the chains, you know, big rims, saying the N-word, all that is nothing new over here. It has never been nothing new over here. So, you know, and that's just like a regular over here. That's like regular that's like a regular. Now check it out. If you got even white people say it, bro. That's like regular vocabulary for white people, you know, over here. But it's gotta be hood white people, man. You ain't gonna have no just straight white dude, like straight white dude, you know, that's gonna use that word around individuals. They might use that word by themselves, but they're not gonna use that word around individuals, you know, but if it's a hood white dude and individuals like, you know, say individuals from the black community know this white dude and they know how he talks and he came up like that, then it ain't nothing, bro. You're gonna hear the white boy say the N-word, you know. And it's the same thing for homies. You got homies that do talk like that and they do use the N-word, man, and it's just like a regular thing. So to say that it's not a big deal in Cali, that it feels like most of the people that's making a big deal is from outside of Cali, that statement is not correct at all, because I know in Texas they've been talking like that. Here in Georgia they've been talking like that. Probably down in Florida they've been talking like that. Alabama talking like that. You know, Tennessee talking like that. It ain't nothing new, you know. Some homies use that word and they talk like that, and some homies don't use that word and they don't, you know. And you got some homies that might prefer to wear Jordans, and you got some homies that might prefer to wear Cortezes, and the list goes on and on and on and on, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to give my little thoughts on that one right there, man, because for sure the only people I see on a regular basis tripping on that N-word is usually individuals from California. Facts. Straight up. That's who I see usually tripping about artists and individuals using the N-word, is people, you know, people from California, man. And it's, you know, it's just like they be tripping over homies wearing gold teeth and things like that. Now over here you've had homies having gold teeth and all that, so that ain't nothing new either, you know what I'm saying? But it's just two different cultures, two different states, two different everything, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, anyways, that's my thoughts on the situation. Like I said, big shout out to 200 Boys Podcast, Playboy 2 Artists, what's up? Big shout out to Rowdy Racks, big shout out to the Fam Bam. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. You already know how we do it. We're going to keep it low doubt, no doubt, for real. Till the next one, and I'm out.
Locked out TV, thought you knew. Keep it G and keep it fly. No doubt merch, you got